So today we'll see few things in project system. We have already created a project, so we'll see how to post a transaction using WS element. And once we do that, how does the reporting in project system works? What are different kind of reports available in project system? How to read them? How to navigate through them? So all those things we'll see today. So first of all, we'll just go and see the project that we created. So we'll go to a table PROJ, which will store the information about project definition. And I think in this sandbox system, the only project is the ones that we have created. Right? It's in 2020 company. So all the project definition level information will be available in this table PROJ, which will basically store the org detail or the main setup of the project that we did, like what is the controlling area, company code, what is the project currency, right? And apart from that, what was the project profile, what is the budget profile, all these details will be available over here in the PROJ table, right? Then we have something called as PRPS, which will store the WBS level details. So if you remember, we uh, in earlier video we had created a project, and under that project we have created a couple of WS elements. So we can like give the number WS element, or in a current project number field we can just enter the project number and system would show us all the WS elements assigned to that particular project. This one that I just created, and it took such a long time to load it. So we'll just run it open because there is only one project, so all the WS elements assigned to that project we should see here, right? So you can see all the WS elements that we had created along with its description and WS element number. So this is the level 1 WS, this is also level 1 WS, and this is a level 2 WS elements, which comes with the account assignment category. If you see here, account assignment element, XX is marked on these two and these two WS elements, which basically means this can be used while posting any expenses or charges, or in accounting or in a PO creation, right? So yeah, and all the WS element level details we should see here: the technical object number of that WS element, the current project number will show us to which project this all WS elements belong, the change rate, and all the basically all the WS element level details we should see it here. The description of each WS element, and there are like many more columns assigned to the custom fields, cost centers, and all those things. So object class is an investment for all these WS elements. We haven't assigned any cost object. Uh, for example, requesting cost center, responsible cost center, and all. So there is like this requesting and responsible cost center is kind of a concept that we have in a project system. So requesting cost center is the one which is requesting for the project, and responsible is the one who is uh, leading the project, or who is making sure the project gets ready, right? So for example, uh, there is one company code which might be creating a project on behalf of other company code. So the cost center belongs to the company code which is responsible, will be assigned as the responsible cost center, and requesting cost center will be the one which is being so when we finally the project is ready, when we settle the project, the responsible cost center's cost goes to the requesting cost center, right? Or if it's fixed asset relevant, then the project got settled to a fixed asset, and requesting cost center goes and sits in asset masters, right? So yeah, that's just small term that is coined there, but let's just see it one more time in CJ20N as well. just open the project once here. Yeah, and you can see these are the hierarchical view of the project that we have created. So all these WS elements are budgeted with, I think, 10,000, 11,000 rupees. Yeah, and here you could maintain the company code and its cost center for responsible and requesting cost center company code, right? So, for example, we looked at the updating the budget, supplementing the budget, or returning the budget in the previous video. And in this video, we were trying to do some actual postings or update some commitments on the project and then look at the various reports that we have in the project system, right? And how does it impact in our different various views. So, uh, so we'll just go into the first CJ30N, which is CJ30, which is updating the original budget. So this is very comprehensive or detailed view of uh, a project that we can get when it comes to a budgeting. So if I just go inside uh, this project CI-001, it's like only project that we have created in this sandbox system. So in this T code, you get to see the detailed view of the budgets, that what was the original budget, how much supplement we added on top of it, and then how that budget got transferred from one level to another level. Uh, how do we spend that budget? How does that budget get assigned to different objects and all those things? So all those things can be monitored, view, analyzed from this view. It's very important when you are working in any system, or especially when we are working in a support project and you got a incidents or tickets about uh, budgeting queries, that regarding insufficient budget, or budget is still available but system is not letting user create purchase orders or the post accounting entries. So in all such issues, this T code helps a lot to analyze the things and understand where the issue is coming from. Um, so we'll just talk about these columns more briefly, even though we have discussed about them as an overview in our last video. So first column, which is a current budget, is something that will provide us the view on how much budget we have assigned to the particular project or the particular WBS element under that project so far or till the time, right? So we can see on this first level of uh, this project, we have assigned 11,000 rupees of budget so far, right? Out of which original budget was 10,000. That means it reflects that 1,000 was supplemented additionally, right? Including whether is there any return or supplement or whatever is this. Uh, After doing all plus minus calculation, this was the final budget that we had added in this project for this level of WBS element, right? So this column will always provide you that view, that what is the current budget that is supplemented to this project or to this node. The next one is, out of this current budget, how much is distributed. Distributed is something that will reflect when you distribute budget to the lower level of WBS, right? So this is a first level of WBS, and lower level of this first level WBS are these two WBS elements, right? Which is level 2 WBS element. So this WBS element is eligible to distribute its budget into among these two lower level WBSs, right? So out of this 11,000, it has distributed 10,500 into this lower level WBS element, which makes it 500 available in it, which is still distributable. Distributable is nothing but is available to further distribute, right? 10,500 already distributed and 500 is remaining to be distributable. Similarly, on the lower level, we can see its current budget is updating as 10,500 because this much was passed down from upper level WBS element, and it is also showing that it also has a distributable amount of 10,500. But since it has no lower level WBS element to it, we cannot distribute it further, but we can utilize this on this WBS element itself, right? So once you utilize this, you will get one more column here saying that assigned, which basically means out of these budgets or from this WBS elements, how much budget is got assigned either to a commitment or to a actual spend, right? Let's say if we spend 1,000 rupees out of this, so we will start seeing one more column reflecting 1,000 rupees is assigned out of this WBS element to some kind of activities, right? Basically, remainder is nothing but a difference between your overall and annual budgets. So you can see if since we don't have anything on the annual level, the entire budget is reflecting as a remainder, right? So it's a big commitment whether to use annual level as well as overall level budgeting or not. Once business decide to do it, there is a business need to spend a lot of its time, effort, and energy to maintaining this annual level budget and overall level budget constantly, right? Because it doesn't take time to fall behind on um, uh, differences between overall and annual level budgets, right? If you don't update it properly on an annual basis, so whenever you have to update a budget, you have to make sure you don't only update it on overall level, but you also update it on an annual level, right? And you also need to make sure on a year end activity you carry forward that annual level budget from last year to current year, right? So all those things comes up, and uh, right now here it looks very easy, like let's just update the same over here and then keep moving it forward to next and next year as we go into them. But it becomes very complicated when you play with a huge amount of number, which huge amount of budget number and huge volume of records getting posted on a daily or monthly basis, right? But yeah, so this is about this project. There is one more thing that so right now uh, uh, just to explore bit of technicalities of this T code, uh, we can just, there are like various options for us to go on a settings and change the display option from numbers to a description to, so number is something that is easy to understand for a consultant, but for from a user point of view, they would like to, instead of number, they would like to see the description of WBS elements and its hierarchy to understand the budgeting and all, right? So you can do that change from the setting. There are scaling factor if your, let's say if your budget or your currency is devalued and you need to put in lot of numbers over here to just to make it readable or uh, easy to read, you can uh, make changes in scaling factor. Let's say you can say show amounts in thousands or 10,000s to just reduce this number of zeros. Then you have error log availability control is something very helpful to analyze the budget spend and the errors related to budget. Line items is something which will give you the report about a line item. uh, so basically you can see how the budget was supplemented or returned from this particular level of WBS elements, right? So for example, we'll go over here and go into the line items. So yeah, you can see, so initially like 10,000 was added as the original budget, and then let's just add all the columns over here to just a second. Right, so all these columns are very important, provides you a lot with lot of details which actually helps you on understanding lot of things, right? So you can see, so first budget was updated on this date, which was like of 10,000 rupees, and you, based on the budget type, you can determine whether it was original budget or supplement or return, right? KBUD is original budget, KBT N0 is reflects supplement, and R0 reflects return, right? So on a table level, when you go and try to analyze the budgets on the object level, you need to understand these technical terms, right? So 10,000 was originally added, later 1,000 was supplemented, and 500 was returned at the later point of time. If you further go on right hand side, you will see various other details. For example, the exchange rate type that is being used to convert the values in your reporting currency or controlling area currency if it is different. In our case it's not, but yeah. Then you have document date, which will be the date on which you had updated the budget. So yeah, this line level details helps a lot to analyze the things, like as in when was the budget updated, or when was the budget written, at what time, what date, and then uh, between those days how many values got posted on WBS element, how much was the spent done on the WBS level. So all those things can be analyzed through this T code, very useful T code. Apart from this, we have a like multiple T codes like CJI3, which basically your actual line item reports, actual cost line item report, which basically gives you the line item level details on actual spend. So when you use that WBS element to post a purchase order, goods receipt, or to directly post a accounting document, invoice, so all these actual spends will be tracked from this report, which is CJI3. Since we don't have any spend right now, we would not be able to execute this, but yeah, it's again a very useful report to understand, even to analyze your settlement and to see whether the full settlement was carried out or not, right? In this report, let's say for this in this month you have spent 10,000 rupees for your project with very different number of WBS elements. So this report will reflect you or show you all the line items that shows that 10,000 rupees of spend, and at the end of the period when you decide to settle that project to a AUC, all that 10,000 rupees gets moved from those WBS element into a AUC asset. So that also will that also reflects over here, saying that a line item basically gets created at the end of the month with a negative value of 10,000 rupees, right? And all this can be analyzed. So at the end of the month you can also come in this report and check whether is there any open balance remaining on my project after I do the settlement, because if it is there, it's a issue in next month end. So business has to use this report to analyze such things. Moving on to next report, which we have CJI5, which is a commitment report. So commitments are something, let's say if you assign a WBS element in a PO and that PO has not posted a goods receipt yet, which means it is a commitment in the PO. PO is a commitment because in future we have to post a goods receipt which will realize that expenses in actual, right? Right now we have planned to spend that rupees in order to buy, let's say, a certain kind of furniture for our office, and for that we have created a PO of 10,000 rupees. So in future, in let's say in a month or 2 months, we are going to get those goods and we are going to post a goods receipt. So when we post a goods receipt, accounting document will get generated uh, posting the amount to your expense and to your WBS element. But till the time it does that, that that amount or that PO remains as our commitment and it reflects in the commitment report. So this report is useful for the business to analyze the commitments on their project in order to decide the budgeting part in the future. So so that they can take a decision on how much budget we have currently available, how many are the commitments, and how much more we should add, or sh- should we return if we have in excess, right? So all those things can be analyzed through the commitment report. It's again a line item report. You can give a WBS number or project number and see the commitment items against that project or against that WBS element specifically as well, right? The next report which we have is CJI8, which is a budget report. Okay, budget line item. This is the same that we saw just few minutes back in CJ30 when we selected the line and went into a line item level. But to give you an example, I can just execute it once because we have a budget line, right? So 1 second. I have to select include overall and remove the fiscal because annual level we haven't added a budget, right? We just had overall values updated. So here you can see. So this will again give you the detail view. It's a very similar view to what we had. If you add all the columns, you will see all the fields or all the columns values that we were seeing in the CJ30 basically, right? So these are important reports in a project system. Uh, as a first level analysis, if as a consultant you want to do, you must need to know these reports. You must need to know what kind of uh, information these reports provide and how much in detail this information could be, and then after this you can go into the table level details to find out the further information, right? But this is the first line of information that one need to know. Apart from this, there is just one more report which is very widely used uh, in project system by the business users, which I would like to maybe spend 2 minutes on it. Right, in the project system, you should explore the information system folder, which basically contains a lot of reports which are very useful in analyzing various things that uh, even if you don't even if you are not aware, a lot of business users would be using it. So if you spend it, that will help you in resolving tickets or resolving incidents if you are working on a support project. So if you go into the cost and if you open the budget related reports, so this report is one of very used report which basically gives you visibility on your budget, on actual spend, on commitments, and if you have any planned lines or assigned items, all the things can be viewed in a single report, right? So we'll just have a look at it. So yeah, you can see this is how the report will look like. You can like drill down on this report to a lower level of WBS elements, and basically it will just give you the detail about the spend, commitment, budget that is assigned over here, right? So you can see we just have assigned overall budget. So this is like annual level budget details also you will get from here, but since we have not updated it, we are only seeing the budget updated in the overall column, right? There are various filter criterias that we have in this report. There are like lot many option in this report to explore. We also have this currency uh, option by which we can just change the currency and view the amounts in different currencies. But to be honest, this is not that useful since it just take the currency and convert the entire value based on the current exchange rate. Okay, and that's not the accurate way to do it. Let's say if you are updating a budget in for a project on, let's say, on a particular date, then on that date what was the exchange rate, that exchange rate itself should convert the value and show the balance in that currency. That is more accurate way to do the conversion or see the balances in different currency rather than based on the current or the report execution date, right? But yeah, it's a very large topic in itself. When we talk about the currency conversion in project system, whether it's related to budgeting or uh, your actual spend and all those things, there are a lot of incidents also comes in when we when you work in a project system. related to this currency conversion and currency translation and budget exceeded issues and all, because different users sees budget in different currencies and all. But we will be talking about this in more detail in our next video, where we will be uh, working on the where we'll be checking the recurring issues that one faces in project system, or what kind of issues as a project system consultant you might face or you might have to resolve. So in that video we will talk about all such issues of project system, how to handle them, how to tackle it, how what are the best solution that uh, one has to implement on top of your project system, what custom solutions one need to implement, and all such things, right? But yeah, that's part of a different discussion and different video. So these are the important reports that uh, wanted to have it discussed with you guys. There are other things that you have, like CJ03, which is basically you can see the WBS level master data, or all those things. You can just double click on it, check the entire hierarchy, check the uh, WBS master data with all its assignment and uh, different values, fields, all those things, right? Even if you go, what are the actual assigned lines? These are the lines which can be used to post a document, accounting document using this WBS element and all. It's a system status and all those things, right? User status is again a very important concept or topic that we will be discussing in very next video, right? How to configure this, what are the use cases of it, how does business use it, and if you are implementing a project system from scratch, you need to know uh, how to use this user status, because if you are even if you work on a existing environment, you will see heavy usage of user status. There will be a lot of statuses available in a custom user status in project system, and each status will be used very uh, consciously by the business user, because it has a lot of control in it, and a lot of things can be controlled in the project system based on the user status. We'll discuss about it in detail in that video. But yeah, this is again one report from where you can just do come here, check the settlement rules. For example, to which object this WBS element is settling its value. Is it to a asset, or is it to a cost center? All those things can be checked over here, right? Apart from this, if you want to just look at the reports, which will provide you the hierarchy view of the WBS elements, then there are like, I believe CN41 and or something was a T code. Yeah, project info system structure. So I just here you have on the selection screen you have flexibility to give like till how much level you want to see the structure, from level 1 to 99. So it's also a limit of project system that you can create as many sub levels as 99, right? So for example, we were saying uh, let me just quickly for a second go into this T code. Yeah, so you were saying this was the level 1 WBS, this was the level 2 WBS, right? So for example, if I wanted to uh, let's also change it to description to make it better, right? So for example, I wanted to make it go deeper into level 3, 4, 5, 6, so I can do it till 99 levels, and that's like a lot. We will not even need it. So for example, we said level 1 is furniture, level 2 is office furniture. Let's say I want to even bifurcate bit from in office furniture to a level 3 WBS, saying that office furniture for related to, I can't come up with ideas, but yeah, related to something else. And if you want to go even deeper than that, then you will create a level 4, you will create a level 5. I have seen as many as level 6 to level 7, but beyond that, I haven't seen in any of the project. But yeah, so how many levels of WBS element you want to see out on this project? We'll just keep it as it is, right? How many are there? We want to see the entire bird eye view. So we'll just execute it. So, and you can have something like this kind of view where you get to see kind of a bird eye view. You also have an option to change this view to a different level of things. Even in CJ20 and you have a lot of option to see the view in a graphical manner and all those things, but it's not that useful. I haven't choose to see the project in that way, yeah, in my entire career, but yeah, that is the option is there to use. So yeah, I think this is about the reporting in project system. So the reports in SAP are obviously not sufficient for the business users to see everything. So there you will always see a integration between different system and project system, whether it's for creating a project into the system. For that also we might see a lot of integration, but specifically talking about the reporting, uh, very obvious integration you will see is with BI team. BW reports will be there uh, with the project system related to budget, actual spend, and all those things, given the amount of or volume of data that we have in project system or in any uh, so all these will be, you will see the integrations between BI team. There are uh, reporting tools like there could be tools like Hyperion, or maybe a group reporting going into S4. So this kind of different reporting tools, you tools integrations you will always see in the project system. With them you have to work with obviously, and there will be issues between that integrations as well. The your third party tool reports might not always match with your system reports, and then you have to work out the uh, on that integration part, where did the data flow failed or what happened. You have to analyze it and sort it out basically. So but yeah, with the project system, integration comes in naturally, uh, whether it's related to reporting or to a master data related or to a posting related, postings using WS elements. So all those things are very common and natural. Uh, but yeah, I think this is like very detailed level of uh, exploration that we did today, and I think it was good. So stay tuned for new videos. If you uh, haven't checked out the previous videos on project system, do check it out. You will find some very detailed level of information on those videos as well related to project system or any other topic for that matter.